Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse number 8. Nahi prapashyami mam apanudyat yat shokam uchchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumau asapatnam vriddham rajyam suranam api cha adhipatyam. Even if we attain an unrivaled and prosperous kingdom on earth with sovereignty over the demigods, I do not see any way to dispel this lamentation which is drying up my senses. So Arjun is finally stating to Krishna that even though he may attain unopposed, unrivaled sovereignty over the entire universe, that includes not only the earth but even the planets of the demigods, the grief that he is going to get because of the bloodshed and loss of relatives in this battle is going to cause so much lamentation that even after receiving all such wealth and prosperity, he would not be able to get rid of this lamentation. And at this point, this lamentation is so intense that his senses are drying up. When we feel very frustrated, very anxious, very stressed out, such bodily symptoms are experienced. We feel nervousness in the body, we feel drying up of our mouth, sweating, and numbness in our limbs. And Arjun is experiencing all these symptoms. And now he is looking towards Krishna to help him dispel this state of lamentation. See, we have problems in life. At every step, we face problems. And we have to see if we want to find a temporary solution to that problem or a permanent solution. For example, if you have a small leak in your kitchen pipe, you may feel, oh, that is something not that critical, it's only a small leak, and you can probably put some really strong tape around it or some sort of a strong glue and try to close that small leak. Now, it may appear okay for that time, but the root cause may be very different. Probably the quality of the material with which that pipe is made up is very low grade. And at some point, the entire pipe may burst, flooding your kitchen and causing much more damage. So, looking for just temporary solutions is not a very good idea, because in trying to save some money or find a quick fix, we may be causing so much more frustration and problems for us. Therefore, an intelligent person should always look for permanent solution. That permanent solution may appear difficult to begin with, it may appear more expensive, but in the long term, it is going to save you a lot of hassle, lot of frustration, lot of headache, and potentially a lot of damage, and save money. Our normal tendency is to look for quick fix temporary solutions, but that is not always the best approach. What appears to be the cause on the face of the problem may not be the actual cause. So we should always look for what is the root cause of a problem, a situation. Just like as we discussed before, that a good doctor would not only just treat the symptoms of a disease, he will try to find what is the root cause. Once a friend of mine was telling me that he was having some blurred vision, and he went to some optometrists, ophthalmologists. Three or four of them said, "Oh, this is probably just allergy." They kept giving him some allergy medicine. He still didn't feel very good. Then some said, "Oh, maybe it is your eyes are becoming weak and you need to wear glasses." He tried that, but still that vision was not clear. Then finally, one ophthalmologist tried to see that exactly which part of the eye he was feeling that blurriness, and he figured out that actually there was a small tumor between the two eyes. Fortunately, it turned out to be benign, but that tumor was pressing the nerves and causing all the blurriness in the eyes. If they had not taken it out at the right time, that could have ended up causing significant and permanent damage. So therefore, we should always try and find the root cause of a problem and fix that problem to get a permanent solution. Now, Arjun, for him, the temporary solution was that he runs away from that battlefield, just leaves, and that would alleviate his current situation of lamentation. But somewhere deep in his heart, he knows that that is not the right thing, and therefore he is approaching Krishna to find out what is the permanent solution for his lamentation. This lamentation or weakness of mind that he is suffering from will not leave him even if he runs away from the battle. See, we can run away from a situation, but we can't run away from our mind, from our conscious, because they will keep pricking us, they will keep troubling us. And it is not the situation or the external factors that are the cause of our grief and distress. Most of the time, it is our own mind, our own way of thinking that causes most of the stress and problems to us. If we simply change the way we perceive a situation, we simply change our outlook, most of the problems in our life will be solved. And this is what Krishna is going to teach Arjun, how to handle every situation in your life in a Krishna conscious manner. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary says that Krishna may question Arjun that currently you are feeling overwhelmed with grief, but when you have this kingdom, then this grief will go away. So Arjun is saying, no Prabhu, even if I attain this kingdom, still my senses will remain as dry as they are now, meaning that this lamentation will not go away. Therefore, I need a permanent solution to this problem. He further states that Krishna may say, well, you don't really have an attitude of reverence towards me because we are friends, so you should rather take shelter of personalities like Srila Vyasadeva, for whom you have great reverence. But Arjun is saying here that, oh my Lord, my dear friend Krishna, I do not find anyone else in the entire world who is as capable and as qualified and as authoritative as you to help me out of this situation. Because you ultimately are the master of all the knowledge, spiritual, material, everything in this existence. Sri Swami Maharaj quotes in his commentary a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrit where Lord Chaitanya is describing what are the qualities of a real guru. He states, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kene Hoy, Yei Krishna Tattvaveta, Sei Guru Hoy. So he's saying that it does not matter whether a person is a learned scholar in Vedic wisdom or is born in a lower family or is in the renounced order of life, meaning a sannyasi. But if he is a master in the science of Krishna, he is the perfect and bona fide spiritual master. This is a very beautiful definition of who really a guru is. According to our Vedic scriptures, the qualification of a guru does not depend on what his social status is, whether he is born in a high class Brahman family or not. As it said by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, he may be born in the lowest class according to some people's understanding of the social structure. Actually, as Krishna will state later on in Bhagavad Gita, that these four divisions of society are created by him and none of them is lower or higher. It is simply based on one's nature and one's tendency to do different types of jobs. But even if we consider that Shudra is the lowest class, here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that one may belong to that class, but if he understands Krishna in essence, he has to be revered and taken as a spiritual master. So what is that understanding of Krishna Tattva? Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchit Anand Vigraha Anadiradi Govindaha Sarva Karan Karanam. Understanding the simple truth that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, that he is not a material person. His transcendental body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss, and that he is the source of all sources, and that we are his part and parcel, and the purpose of our life is to re-establish our loving relationship with him. This very simple things, if one is able to have complete faith in it and practice them in his life, according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is qualified to be a guru. Unfortunately, many who not only speak on Bhagavad Gita, they have written treatises on Bhagavad Gita, do not even admit that Krishna is God. This is like someone reads the entire Ramayana but is not able to explain who Lord Ram is. And this is the difference between a devotee, a personalist, and a Mayavadi or an impersonalist. In Padma Puran, it states, Shat karma nipunaha vipraha mantra tantra visharadaha avaishnavaha guru nasyat vaishnavaha shvapacho guruhu. As Sri Swami Maharaj quotes this in his commentary, that one may be a very scholarly Brahman, expert in all subjects of Vedic knowledge, but he is unfit to become a spiritual master if he is not a Vaishnava, if he is not a devotee of the Lord, if he is not expert in the science of Krishna consciousness. On the other hand, one may be born in a family of lower caste, but if he is a Vaishnava, if he is a devotee of the Lord, if he is Krishna conscious, then he is qualified to become a spiritual master. And how such person would behave, than one who understands the Lord. Sri Rupa Goswami says, Vacho vegam manasaha krodh vegam jihva vegam udar upastha vegam etan vegan ya vishahet dhira sarvam api imam prithvim sashishyat. That such a person who is actually a devotee of the Lord, he will have complete control on his urge to speak, because he will speak nothing but about the Lord. He will have control on his mind, on his anger, on the urges of his tongue. He will not eat anything other than food offered to Krishna. He will have control over his belly and genitals. Such a person who is able to exercise control on these six urges is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So one should seek such a spiritual master and surrender unto him to understand the purpose of life and completely and permanently solve the perplexities of life, which cannot be solved by any amount of academic development, scholarship, power, or anything like that. One cannot solve the problem of birth, old age, disease, and death by any one of these material means. As Sri Swami Maharaj explains, that if economic development and wealth could solve such problems, then there are many countries in the world which are extremely rich, but still they suffer, the people there suffer from these perplexities of life. Therefore, one should utilize this human life to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and solve this problem of repeated birth and death once and for all. And Krishna, who is the Adi Guru, will give this formula to Arjun. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Have a very blessed day.